Now let's take a look at doing some changes to the styles for an architectural. In this case, it's really kind of a civil one. It's looking at some drainage outside of a building. And you can see all along this line, our students, have taken some survey readings so that they can transpose that into an actual section view for the drainage. And you can see down below the line is earth, above the line is air. You can see that in this direction, each line is 20 feet. And in this direction, the major lines are 1 feet. Some things to note are that this says 20 feet. And have a little symbol. It says 20 feet. There's these little dots. These are dots, and this is what's called a spline. And this has some sort of a different look to it, as does this one. So there is a Dimstyle to create, a Leaderstyle to create, and a text style to create. So let's see. Whoop. Let's get that back. I just clicked the wrong one. All right. I hate it when I do that. I clicked the wrong one. That's the one I want. Make it smaller over here. And as you know, you can collapse those so that you can sort of see a little bit better what it is you're going to be working with. And here's my AutoCAD then. Okay, again, I have my template open that I'm going to have to change. I've got my design center open. I'm looking at my exemplar here so that if I were to go to get something out of it, if I needed to, I could. I'm not sure I'm going to need to because I just have to make these up from what's in there, I think. So I'm going to close this down for now, and I'll open it back up if I need it. So here we are again. We're on our home, and let's take a look and see how I change this. First of all, I notice that it is in model space, but I need to change that from 20.00 foot symbol with slashes, architectural ticks, to 20 feet with dots. So let's see if we can remember how to get to those. There's my annotations. There's a dimension. And I'll look at my Dimstyle. Looks like I need a new one. So I'll create a new one. And I'll call it section view. And we've seen this before. Our lines are all set up for us already. The color is by the block and the type and the line weight and as we go. And the lines and symbols now, though, these are called obliques or architectural ticks. And I'm going to make it a dot. Okay, and I can make my leader a dot also. And then that'll all kind of stay the same. My text can stay at 1/8 high, 0.12, but here's one. Text placement vertical above, centered, left to right. That all looks okay. Fit, wherever it fits, beside the dimension line, and make it plot correctly 1.0 on the page. Now, here's where we change a little bit. I'm going to be decimal again, but I don't need any decimal points. 20. And here where there was the foot symbol, I'm going to type FT, the suffix, what comes after. Now, I can't touch it here, so I have to go into my model. select it. And I like to go to my view tab so I can see. My annotate tab, so that I can see and I can put it into section view. Oh, and there's something wrong. See how tiny that is. So I have a units problem. I know that this is 1 inch equals 20. So let me go back into my section view and make a change. So I just have to go to my fit, and let's see what happens if I say it's 1 to 20. Huh, then it comes out great. Okay, so what did I do there? I read my scale, 1 to 20, and I said, sorry, I have to get into here. No, I don't. And I said, when I look at section view, let's make it, I'm not changing the dimension itself. Just, they call them dimension features. How big do I write my letters? So I need to write my letters at the same scale as my viewport. Okay, so there we go. I've got this one done. So now let's take a look at these. That's my leader. Here's my leaders over here. So I'm going to go to the little tiny corner arrow. And I'm going to make a new one again. And I'll make a copy of the standard. And this will be for section views. And now in this case, it should have a dot. And the leader should be a spline. And the arrowhead should be a dot. Everything else will probably end up being okay. So these are all in paper space. So I can go to my leaders and choose that as section views, and there they go. Now they're dots and they're a spline. And the last one to do is to change this. That one's a text style. So again, we'll go to the little arrow on the corner. And I'm going to need to make a new one. I'll call it section view titles. What I'd like you to do now is one called Palatino. Palatino. And again, we'll go with bold and italic. And we'll make the height 0.25, just like what we did before, and 0.88. And then when I select those, I can come up to my multi-line text bar. Remember, I'm on my annotate ribbon. Look for section view. And there we go. That's it. So now I better save this as something new. This is getting saved as 6.2.2. And I'm going to put it in with my work, not into there. There we go. That's how you get it done.